everybody, you're watching Peekin at Deakin. I'm Riley.
Hey, and I'm Blair.
Late again, Blair. Did you at least get me a coffee this week?
Oh, maybe next week. But what did you want to speak about this week?
Well, I thought we could discuss the huge, ugly cube on the middle of campus.
Yeah, and the fact that uni fees are going up.
And don't forget how shocking the parking is. So have you actually noticed this huge, ugly cube?
What ugly cube? Do you mean the thing that's supposed to look like a triangle?
And apparently they're using student fees to fund it.
Could it have been a sphere?
Clearly, the different sized squares represent the different personalities of students on campus. But don't let me tell you. Watch this.
A large cube has suddenly appeared along the centre pathway through Deakin University Burwood, receiving an enthusiastic reception from students and staff alike. According to Group Director of Design Graham Legerton, the intelligent design was deliberately eye-catching, the purpose of the cube being to act as a meeting place. Indeed, the intentions have reached the Deakin Boxhead Society, who have taken to regularly congregating around the cube for social gatherings. The cube illuminates itself in an awe-inspiring rainbow display using LED lighting that shines through 5 differently sized perforations that represent the 5 student personalities: brave, accessible, inspiring, stylish, and savvy. The 8.5-ton solid steel cube is part of a bold new initiative by Deakin to redesign the university's trademark.
Awesome. Cube. Anyway, Riley, you're studying to be a doctor, yeah?
Yes, so?
So I heard some chick complaining at the bus stop, saying that universities apparently are going to start charging whatever they want for degrees, which means you've got to pay more for your degree than me.
Well, at least my job's going to pay for my degree, Blair.
Hey, I'll pay for my degree.
You can't pay off your HEX debt by writing a play about it.
I bet I could if I tried.
Righto, Shakespeare. And you know, if that doesn't work out for you, you could always just cut off an ear and become a famous painter.
Whatever.
So, what else did she say?
Well, she basically said the governments are going to stop funding universities, which means they can start putting their prices up twice as much for degrees.
The government plans to reduce its contribution towards university course fees by an average of 20%, coming to effect January 2016. This means that universities will need to increase their fees on average by a third, just to cover the lost funding, and for the first time, universities, TAFEs and colleges will be able to set their own fees without oversight from the government. The National Tertiary Education Union has warned that Australia's leading universities will likely begin charging more than $100,000 for law and medical degrees when the changes come into effect. Bad news for students from poorer families and those who don't meet the entry requirements for Commonwealth higher education loans, who as full fee-paying students have far-reaching estimates of up to $200,000 for their education. Although that estimate has been called alarmist, it spotlights the uncertainty and discontent of students who have taken to the streets of the major cities in protest. The next change is that from July 2016, students will have to start repaying their help debt back earlier and at a higher interest rate. The current wage to begin paying back loans has gone from $53,000 to $50,000, and the current interest rate of 2% could go as high as 6%, meaning that students may have to pay up to $10,000 more for their course even before universities raise their course fees.
Now over to Riley, who says she's at one of the protests.
I'm outraged, standing here outside a government building protesting for our brothers and sisters, and yet they don't show their faces. Tony Abbott, Christopher Pyne cancelled a planned visit to our very own Deakin Geelong campus due to security concerns. Well, you should be scared, Tony. Do not deny us our chance to protest.
Alrighty then, sounds pretty crazy. Wow, you got back fast.
Yeah, well, I was long distance champion in school.
Yeah, sure you were. Hey Gabe, come on in.
Who's this?
This is Gabe. He's part of the Labor Party at Deakin.
Wait, Blair, did you actually organise something for once?
I've actually been proactive. And you know what? Here's something I prepared earlier.
No way.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gabe, how do you feel when you heard the changes to the education budget?
I was outraged. I wasn't all that surprised though. The Liberal Party has a long history of tearing money out of education. Here in Victoria, they've been cutting TAFEs and closing them and selling them off for 4 years now. And these cuts by Christopher Pyne are just the last in a long line.
Did the Labor Party at Deakin plan anything against this?
Yeah, the Deakin ALP Club has been very active in trying to get students to go to the National Days of Action organised by the National Union of Students to protest against these cuts. And we've also got in contact with local MPs like Anna Burke to try and get them here to talk to students about how these cuts are going to affect them.
And what's your personal stance on the protest?
I'm really worried about the cuts. As someone who's starting to be a primary school teacher, my potential income isn't all that great, and these cuts are going to have a massive effect on that. I may never end up paying these debts off.
So Labor is against the proposed legislation. What is their plan for combating it?
Well, Bill Shorten has come down to Melbourne to sign a pledge at Melbourne University where he's saying that the Labor Party will never vote for these cuts. They've promised that. And they've also been working in the Senate with the crossbench senators to try and block the legislation there.
And what impact do you think this will have on students, families, and just the general public?
I think this will have a really worrying effect on the education sector as a whole. It'll limit the access of many Australians to higher education, and it'll really affect the quality of a lot of institutions as well.
So you think that this will actually limit tertiary placement?
Yeah, it's going to take universities and make it the preserve of a privileged few rather than the right that education should be.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have time for now, but thanks for coming in, Gabe.
Yeah. Thanks,
Oh, no
Gabe.
worries. Thank you for having
Have a
me.
good one.
See you
See you
later.
later.
Bye.
So I was working on this assignment the other day, and can you pay attention for 1 second, Blair?
Would you give me a break? I had to catch the bus at 5 a.m. to get here.
If you think catching the bus is hard, you should try finding a car park.
Parking is so easy. You just got to drive the car.
I'd like to see you try. Every day, hundreds of students are seriously affected by the lack of car spaces around campus.
Is it driving people mad, Riley?
I'm here at Deakin University, and as one would expect, everything looks normal. But all you have to do is scratch the surface and see under the facade that is Deakin University. Anyone who parks at Deakin will understand that you pay $6 for the day or $1.50 per hour. That is, of course, after you find a car park. Get out of my way, you fool. And also there's orange car parks up over here for rich kids or something. No matter what time it is, no matter who you are, there will be carnage. No. Oh yeah, is that right, mate? Oh mate, I'm getting out of here. Oh no, you're f***ed. I'm gonna f***ing kill you. Where the f*** is a car park? I'm actually sweating. Holy f***. Oh, I think I saw one. Oh. That's not an okay experience just to get to university. I'm not really happy with it, you know? Okay, get out of my car.
Why don't you just wear your hair nicer? Hey Cecilia, how you going?
Oh my god, awesome.
Another guest, Blair?
Yeah, this is Cecilia. I said she could play a music out. Hope that's all right.
Well, not really, but
Oh, well, you know what? That's fine. Anyways, for our viewers, if you guys want to check out more of Cecilia's music and gigs, follow her details at the bottom of the screen here.
thanks for watching.
This has been Peekin and Deakin. See you later.
I never thought I'd end up in this place. Through all the years of hardship and disgrace, although I am, I still have the fear I won't belong here. But there is no place I would rather be. After all this time, my hard work has paid off finally. Oh, just look at us now. We made it big, and you were the ones who didn't even think we had a chance. Now we can dance to our sweet song of victory. Look at you working for your basic wage. We have all the fun we want on stage. If you keep trying, your efforts will shine after some time. And that is exactly what happened to me. After all this time, my hard work has paid off finally. Oh, just look at us now. We made it big, and you were the ones who didn't even think we had a chance. juvenile. You thought we dreamt too big and had no style. We don't care what you say anyway. So we're here now and we're here to stay. No other forces can keep us away. We made our way to the top and we are never giving up. To all those that didn't think that we'd get far. You thought it was impossible, well guess what, here we are. Oh, just look at us now, we made it big. And you are the ones who didn't even think we had a chance. Now